So we are currently camped out in the California desert. Same campsite as I was in my last video. And I did record an entire intro for this video, cooking breakfast. I had eggs and potatoes and stuff where I kind of introduced the video, but I just realized sitting here that my microphone was not plugged in the entire time, so none of the audio recorded. So all of that was just a waste of time, which sucks, but whatever. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the drive from Las Vegas to Los Angeles and from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, but since I have lived in the back of my van, I have taken that drive probably 15 or 20 times, and every time I drive it, I see this old abandoned water park that's covered in graffiti and just looks super cool right off of the highway, but I've never really had the time to go actually visit it. And right now I'm just kind of hanging out in the area until I have to fly back home for Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna head over there today, explore the abandoned water park, see what's over there, and then also try to stealth camp there. But first we gotta make it back down this dirt road from that BLM spot we were camping at last night. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know why I wanna go check out this water park. I've just driven by it so many times that I feel like I have to. And plus, it's only like 20 minutes away, so why not? I guess it's 29 minutes, but either way, not too bad. All right, so we just pulled off the highway right there, and it says that the water park should be coming up in about 2.5 miles. I'm not sure where we're gonna park or if there even is any kind of parking lot, so I guess we'll have to figure that out once we get there. But I was doing some research on the place last night, and there's been a bunch of other people who have gone and checked this place out, and it's covered in graffiti, so I'm guessing there has to be somewhere where you can park, but not sure. So I'm just gonna pull off the road right here and get myself a spot. And I think this is where we might end up actually just stealth camping for the night too, because it's not a bad spot and it's actually pretty level. So that's it. You can kind of see all of the graffiti all over the building. It looks kind of cool actually. But yeah, it's really just in the middle of nowhere on this highway, basically in the middle between Los Angeles and California. And I was doing some research last night, and this place was actually built in the 50s by a guy named Bob Byers, and he named the place after his wife, Lake Dolores. There used to be a big lake here that he built out, so that's interesting. But yeah, I guess what we're walking through right now is kind of like the parking lot area where people would have parked when they came here. And then up here is where some of the arcades were, some of the attractions, and then the water slides were back up on that hill over there, so we'll go check those out too. A lot of this graffiti actually looks pretty cool. It's almost like a desert art installation. Like a lot of it is just tagging and just a bunch of words, but some of it is like genuine art. Like that takes skill to draw a pizza that well. It's pretty cool. So the reason that this place actually closed down was because one of the employees that used to work here had gotten injured on the job and sued the place, and then they went bankrupt. It got bought out and tried to start up a couple other times, but never actually ended up working out, as you can tell, because it is completely destroyed and covered in graffiti. But I read online it actually just got bought up recently by someone else who's going to be building something out here. I don't know what it's going to be, but interested to see what they do with the place. So I guess this is where people would walk in past the turnstiles, and then there'd be a whole water park here. So up those stairs up there is where all of the slides would be. But apparently when the park went under and they sold it, all of these slides got sold out to other water parks. So that's one of them. They're no longer up there, and it's probably good, because if they were still up there, I can imagine people coming out here and just trying to do some crazy stuff and getting themselves injured. So probably good that they're not up there. And right here, I think, is where the lazy river was. So there's some of the pumps for all the water, and then the lazy river kind of went down, around, up, and down around there. There's some bikers and some skateboarders over there too. But I'm gonna head up top up there and give you guys kind of like a aerial view of the entire place. So up here you can kind of get a feel for how the place was set up. So there was obviously three slides that started right here, probably twirled around down there and ended up in that pool down there. There was 2 more slides over here that kind of went down in there. And then kind of off in the distance, so past the park, you can kind of see where that big giant hole is, and that's where Lake Dolores was. So all of that would have been filled in with water. And when I was watching the videos online, they had zip lines and big slides that would kind of, you just hold on to and zip all the way down to the lake and just kind of drop off. And they had standing slides. I mean, it was pretty typical 60s safety, basically none. So that ended up being the demise of this park, but still pretty cool. That's the lazy river down there. So it's almost like it's a dirt racetrack now without the water. This place really is pretty cool. Oh, I guess you can actually drive up here. I wonder how they got up here though. I don't know where the path is. All right, so we're back at the entrance. Let's go see if we can find a place into this lazy river. All right, so it looks like there's a ramp down in over here that leads perfectly down into the lazy river. And there we go. It's like a little racetrack. This is actually a pretty big lazy river. So apparently the reason that they could make this place in the middle of the desert and fill that lake up and fill this lazy river up is because it's situated on top of a natural spring. So that's where they got their water. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of this place when it gets bought. I think it was on sale for $11 million. I can't imagine anyone would pay $11 million for it, but I guess maybe. All right, so I'm trying out the extendo tripod on this thing. It's sticking out pretty far, but I kind of wanted to give you guys like an aerial view of what this place looks like. Hang on, we're going under a bridge. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool spot. Riding around in here almost makes me wish that this place was still operational because I feel like it'd be pretty cool. If any of you guys are watching from the East Coast, I bet you this place would kind of give south of the border vibes. If you guys have ever been to south of the border on any trips down the East Coast through North and South Carolina, it's like this creepy amusement park that like has to be a money laundering operation because no one's ever there. It's just like a creepy ghost town on the side of the highway that I feel like this place kind of gives off the same vibes, or would have given off the same vibes when it was open. This is kind of like the middle of the water park area, I guess. Some of these buildings are completely destroyed, so this one right here looks like it was burned down. You can kind of see the burnt embers there. It's basically just the absolute bones of what once was a water park. Someone commented on my last video when I tried to do that like fast cool stop that I shouldn't use my front brakes, and that's the reason why I flipped over the handlebars. So this time I used the back brakes and it's so much easier. So thank you for whoever commented that. When I was riding around up there, I noticed that someone did drive their car up into the park, but it is still private property. I mean, it probably would be fine if I drove up there and stealth camped for the night, but I don't want to risk it being private property. I think out there on the road, I should be fine. So I'm gonna stealth camp out there and not drive up into the park because I don't want to break any unnecessary rules, and parking out there on the street is fine. But I think before I hunker down for the night and settle into the van, I'm gonna head over to the gas station and convenience store that's about 3 or 4 miles down the road and pick up some supplies, and maybe if they have something for dinner, I'll grab it because I have no food left because I'm taking a flight in 2 days. So I don't want to leave with a refrigerator and pantry full of food. It looks like this gas station has an A&W. I've honestly never been there. I don't even know what kind of food A&W has. So I think that's what I'm gonna get for dinner. Try it out, see what kind of food they have. I'm guessing it says all American food, so I'm guessing it's like burgers and stuff like McDonald's, but I guess we'll see. It does look like it's just regular burgers and stuff, so that's good. Can I get a bacon double with no pickles and no onions? Can I also get a side of the corn dog nuggets?
5-piece or
5-piece. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I was looking at the menu and I saw they had corn dog nuggets, and I've never seen that on a menu, so figured I have to try it, and then gotta go with the root beer since we're here. 0 sugar, of course. Fine, thank you very much. Thank you, have a good one. So another thing that's kind of lame about living in a van is most drive-thrus I can't actually drive through because a lot of the times they have those little things over the driveway window, so it would like scrape the top of the van, or at least most of the time it would. Sometimes I'm able to fit under them, but most of the time I just have to go inside because the van is too big. Since this is my first time trying out A&W, I wanted to get something on their menu that I had never seen before. So we got some corn dog bites. Yeah, ew. That looks so gross. Not bad though. But I think I'm gonna finish this meal in 2.5 seconds and then we're headed back to the campsite. Look at that sunset. Beautiful. I think I'm gonna pull in right here because I can get a little bit farther away from the road if I pull up in right here. Because like this is where an entrance used to be, I guess. So I think this is where we are gonna call camp for the night. Look at that sunset. I swear the deserts always have the best sunsets. Anyways, I think I'm definitely gonna have to drive to one of these truck stops tomorrow and take a shower. I feel like the last thing I want to do is hop on a flight after not showering for 2 days and smelling like butt. That's probably what we're gonna do first thing tomorrow morning. So yeah, I think that abandoned water park is pretty cool. I don't think it's gonna be around for much longer because someone did, I think, buy it. And when I was out there walking around, there was actually contractors walking around kind of like talking about stuff. So I'm sure that it'll be fully closed off soon and will eventually be demolished, but it was cool to check it out while it was still there because I've wanted to for so long because I've driven by it so many times and thought it would be cool to come camp here. And now we're finally doing it. But I think I'm just gonna hang out in the back of the van for the rest of the night, start getting stuff cleaned up and ready to leave the van behind when I fly home. So I will check in with you guys in the morning. Morning. The colder it gets, the harder it gets to get out of bed, especially since I have to take my socks off to sleep. And then when I get out, the floor is always the coldest part. So I know that once I put my feet on the floor, it's gonna be so cold. Oh, I want to get heated floors. I know there's some vans out there that have heated floors, but I didn't have enough money to put them in mine when I built my van. But it was a pretty successful night. Camping here. Nothing really happened. I don't know if I would necessarily recommend camping here though, just because there was a couple cars that drove by in the middle of the night and were driving pretty fast and it made me a little bit worried, but other than that, nothing really happened. Pretty good night's sleep. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming hang out with me and exploring this abandoned water park and camping here with me, giving me someone to talk to. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button, check out my merch, and I will catch you guys next time.